CherishingFlo fam, welcome back to my channel. We're all about love, positivity, being a girl boss, and everything in that vicinity. In today's video, we're doing another Sunday story time. I have a lot of energy today. In today's Sunday story time, we're going to be talking about my experience with AMWAY and why I ended up not joining the AMWAY business. If you are new to the channel, then go ahead and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future Sunday story times. If you're not new to the channel, then welcome back. Thank you for being here. Thank you for loving me as much as I love you. And yeah, let's get into the video. So basically, if you don't know what AMWAY is a skin and health business, and it sells stuff like Excess, which is an energy drink, which isn't technically, it doesn't have any caffeine in it. It doesn't give you like a boost of energy. It's supposed to be like natural vitamin something that gives you energy naturally, and there's no crash afterwards. And it also has like nice little skin. It has skincare, it has makeup, it has like skinny popcorn, it has like, you know, stuff to help you live better. I don't know. It has toothpaste. It has like everyday things like toothpaste and mouthwash and things like that. And I was originally drawn to it by one of my friends' friends, and she brought us to this little meeting that was at like a hotel or something like that, and we listened to this guy talk about, you know, you have to buy toothpaste anyway, you have to do this anyway, why not make money from it? He was telling us how you make money. It's basically a pyramid business. So you do this and you add other people onto your line, and when they sign up, then you make even more money, and you know, those type of things. And I was kind of like, you know, it was my first time ever hearing about a pyramid anything, even though they didn't use those words. They never do in these businesses. But even though they didn't use those words, I was kind of like, oh, okay, so this is what I'm doing, and I'm supposed to be selling. And I think the first red flag that came up to me was that they focused more on getting underlines under you and getting other people to come to and join the business than they did on sales and actually selling the product, which is, to me, the biggest problem with a lot of these pyramid schemes, is that they focus more on bringing other people into your business instead of on actually selling the products that they're trying to bring you on. They'd be like, oh, this product is amazing. I say, if the product is amazing, then why are you trying so hard to get me to get other people to sign up as a business owner instead of just getting me to sell the product? That bothers me, because if the product is so great, that should be your main focus. Selling more of the product and getting more of a commission. And other people who want to join the business can join the business, and I can understand wanting to bring more people into the business, but it's like nobody ever talked about selling the products. That was one of my main issues. But I didn't say anything about that. I still went to the meetings. It got to the point where I was going to multiple meetings a week. Some of the meetings were for like first timers, where I was supposed to bring somebody, and then some of the meetings were for people who are already in the business or have already been to the first time place, and they talk more. The second thing that bothered me was that they had different speakers, but all the speakers basically said the exact same thing. There was no originality or authenticity in it. They all basically said the same thing. And as I started to be around longer, the more I realized that some of these people, in fact, the majority of these people, made this business like their life. And when I say their life, I mean like my business is my life in a way, but I also self-care and I take care of myself, and I do have a life. A lot of those people would drop family members and drop people that have known them for years because they're not in this business or they're not making as much money as them. And to me, it was kind of like, I don't know, it gave me a wrong vibe. So I was going to these meetings and it takes me a long time to make decisions about things, you guys. So for those of you guys that don't know me, know that I overthink everything. I have to like understand step by step what I'm about to do. I need a plan on top of a plan on top of a plan. And this was no different. My friend joined before I did. Well, I never joined. My friend joined at some point, and she started her business. We did like an opening party for her and everything. And this is where things started to turn left for me. The first situation that happened was when my friend's grandmother died, and she was going to the funeral. At the same time, they were having this big event thing. And they basically said to my friend, oh, she was like, oh, you know, I know your grandmother died and everything, but she can't do anything for you to help you make money now. You need to be going to this thing. And in my mind, I was instantly bothered. Like, after that, like, I had almost right away made the decision that I wasn't going to join the business, because in my mind's eye, if you can say to somebody who just lost their family member that, oh, I know you just lost somebody that you love, but that person can't do anything for you now, so you should forget the funeral and forget saying goodbye and being with family in this time of need and bereavement, and come to a business event that only happens once a year, or whatever, where you basically go and listen to a bunch of people say the exact same thing that we've been listening to at these meetings. It just so happened that these people make more money, so it sounds better, but they say the exact same thing. Every event I ever went to with these people, nothing new was said. Everything was, they basically people just tell their story. Oh, I used to be broke and now I'm not. Literally what all the meetings were. And you get these same people who have these same stories and make the same kind of money in all types of different businesses. So in my mind, I was like, well, why should I go and spend my money? Because you had to spend hundreds of dollars to go to this event. And I chose not to go because, for one, I wasn't really in the business anyway, but for two, I wasn't spending hundreds of dollars to go where I knew they were going to be saying basically the same stuff. And even though it was inspiring, it was kind of motivating and uplifting, and sometimes the energy was really positive, but sometimes the energy was really like phony. Like people were just so excited and hyping up and pushing people who weren't making any money, like, oh, you got to spend more of this, you got to buy this and do this. But like, where you're not teaching people how to sell the products to get their commission. You're just teaching them how to bring other underlines. So you're teaching them how to get other people to spend more money. It was just, to me, it wasn't worth spending hundreds of dollars until I was making money in the business. Now, mind you, I sold some of their products without even being in the business. So selling wasn't really an issue for me. And when it comes to sales, I don't like it, but I'm not bad at it. So I wasn't concerned with if I were to join this business. It was just the environment, because who I work with, my team, all of those things really mattered to me. And the team that I was working with was predominantly there were a lot of 7-day Adventists on this team, which I feel also had a lot to do with the bad vibes that I was getting, because 7-day Adventist people have a certain mindset, like my way is the right way, and if you don't think the way that I think, or you don't do the things the way that I do, you're not right, or you're wrong, or your life is not da 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 da. And I remember there was a lot of bougie attitudes and a lot of snooty, uppity type people in this team. Now, mind you, there are a lot of people in this team that I do know even now that I think are cool, that I think are great, but also they're different than the other people on the team. I guess in a way, they've managed to separate themselves, but me, myself, like the energy and the vibes and all the stuff, that matters to me. Like that is a heavy benefactor when it comes to teams that if I'm going to work with other people, I have to get nothing but positive vibes, or at least an 80-90% positive vibes. Otherwise, I'm good. I'm good off you. I'm straight. I'd rather work by myself. I'd rather start my own business, selling my own stuff, and not have to worry about having an upline or having this and da 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 da. So, after that happened, I was kind of like turned off, and I said it to the girl who invited us. I said, yeah, I didn't really like that. I felt like, what's his face, the way that they looked at us even sometimes, because we weren't doing as much stuff as they were doing. We were just kind of like trying to get the information, trying to learn. And the way that he looked at her just for not going to this thing and going to her grandmother's funeral was kind of like, yeah, y'all bugging. Y'all need to understand humanity when it comes to business, because people do matter. It's not just, business, money, da 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 da. More important things are out here in this world. So that turned me off. And then it was like literally like maybe like a couple months after, it wasn't that much longer after that, we moved to Atlanta. And when I moved, and this is like the first time I lived in Atlanta, because those of you that know I came to Atlanta, left, went to Florida, went to Birmingham, Alabama, and then came back to Atlanta. And so this is when the first time we moved to Atlanta, and I had just got here. Like it was like the weekend I got here, and one of the girls who was trying to sign me was all like, hey, we're having a meeting, can you be here in 1 hour? And I was like, no, I cannot. I'm unpacking, I have things to do, I have an appointment, I have an interview. And then she goes, well, you have to be willing to prioritize and da 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 da. And I'm not sure about your series. I was like, first of all, I told you guys I was moving how long ago? You knew you were having this meeting how long ago? And then you wait until like an hour or an hour and a half before the meeting to say something to me, and then be mad that I'm not just dropping my whole life to come to this meeting where you guys aren't making me any money. I've already made you money. I've brought people to you who have bought your products. I've sold excess already. I've done things for you guys already, and you're upset because I'm not willing to drop everything that I'm doing in my life to go to a business that I have yet to make a profit from, despite how much work I've actually put into it. It's like, it wasn't really like the principles of the thing. Like, the stuff they were saying I wasn't mad at. And, I'm always for different business opportunities. And pyramid schemes are not really my thing. But some of them I feel like people do actually sell on selling the service, like Juice Plus, which is something I'm involved in now. I'm not a business owner. I'm a buyer from Juice Plus. But they do the same thing where, you have uplines and blah, 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 blah. And I feel like they also really, really focus on promoting the actual product itself. which to me makes a huge difference in how well a business runs. If all you're trying to do is get uplines or downlines or whatever they're called, instead of actually trying to sell your product, and you should be selling your product more than you're doing your downlines, because downlines who are not making any commission don't make you any money either more than one time. You feel me? So those are the things that I be thinking about when I be making decisions about stuff like this. And so that was one of the things that they did that really ticked me off. And after we had that conversation, and it wasn't just what she said and how she felt, it was her attitude about it that made me just be like, you know what? Y'all expect us, before you've made us any money, before you've really taught me anything, because they didn't teach me anything this entire time. They were just basically saying, oh yeah, you could make this money, you could make that money, but didn't really teach me anything. And I was like, so, you know, this is not for me. This is not my move. I feel like I could have joined AMWAY if I had been introduced to it with another team, because this particular team was not a positive environment to me. They were very judgmental and kind of uppity, and they were very like, they want you to stop your life for them type stuff. And no matter what the business is, no business will ever take over my life, and I'm still going to be a 6-figure businesswoman. Wait and see. And nothing will ever take over my whole life to the point where I am sacrificing normal human decency type things, and to where I am neglecting friends and family for a business. Now, mind you, I'm going to be busy. It means you're going to be busy. It means that you can't be as social. It means you can't waste your time. But self-care and spending time with friends and family is not a waste of time. It's self-care and it's priorities. You need to make sure that the people in your life that are there for you, that are genuinely there for you and care about you, are not just kicked to the curb based off of how much money you make, based off of how much money they make. So they don't have 7 strands of income. And that doesn't mean that you just kick them off to the curb. That's not what having a positive environment is about. Having a positive environment is about having a fucking positive environment. Sorry, let me calm down. But yeah, so that's why I didn't join AMWAY. That was pretty much my AMWAY, I wouldn't say horror story, but that's what happened, and that's why I didn't join them. So yeah, if you guys have ever heard of AMWAY, or if you've ever joined a group or anything like AMWAY, share your experiences in the comment section down below. If you're new to the channel and you haven't already, and you've made it to this point in the video, clearly you like me enough to make it to this point in the video, so go ahead and subscribe, subscribe and turn on the notification bell. If you're not new to this channel, then, if you've made it to this point in the video, then go ahead and leave the waving emoji, and I'll see you guys in the next video.